What's going on YouTube, man? Finally back for another episode, man. It's been like a couple of weeks since we've been on here. Haven't gave y'all anything from the podcast. Haven't gave you any other videos, man. So I apologize for that. But man, we got a good one for the for this episode, man. I've just been real busy, but I've been kind of keeping my eye and my ears glued to the NFL, NBA, see what's going on, so I can stay abreast with it. And I ran across uh man, just something fascinating, man. As you can see from the thumbnail, man, Olden Polynice, who's a former NBA player, now does media, talk radio, and things of that nature. Just embarrassed himself, just absolutely embarrassed himself, and embarrassed anybody part of Fox News or the Odd Couple, where he came and tried to drop this nugget that I'm gonna play for you in a second, man. But pretty much what happened was Olden Polynice, the easy target that is the Brooklyn Nets, the easy target that is Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. It seemed like that's when you need something to talk about, when you need something dramatic, some drama, something juicy to talk about, it's easy to just go pick on Brooklyn Nets, Kyrie and KD. It used to be LeBron James, but it's a little different now. But Kyrie and KD in Brooklyn, it's the go-to for media if you really want a juicy story, man. And it's gotten to the point where they just flat out just throwing lies out there now, right? So I'm gonna play for you what Olden Polynice went on The Odd Couple, who is a nationally, well, first and foremost, they're a nationally syndicated radio station via Fox radio, but they're also a podcast as well. So if you want to go check them out, it's a pretty good podcast. But I'm gonna play for you what Olden Polynice said about Kyrie Irving and what he said to Steve Nash at his own house, which is an absolute flat out lie. And I'm gonna prove to you where this lie came from. But check out what he said on The Odd Couple.
Steve Nash, as the coach, he doesn't even have that power. And I'll share this with you because the last time we talked, I didn't have a chance. You got to remember, one of the reasons why there's issues between he and Kyrie Irving is because of a statement he made during a party at Steve Nash's house. Okay? In front of everybody, Kyrie said, you need to give those MVP trophies back to Kobe.
Wow.
Really?
You didn't deserve them. Yes.
Said
And
that
so-
to Nash at a party at Nash's house.
To Steve Nash at Steve Nash's house. And so to me, that was the beginning of the end for the Nets. So again, there's no leadership anywhere around because they don't respect Steve Nash enough to follow him. And Steve Nash hasn't had enough coaching to be a leader. So that team is just made up. It's just a made up fantasy. Yes,
Right.
they have talent, but in the playoffs, that's not enough.
Wow. All right, last one for me, Olden.
Nice nugget. Oh,
that's awesome,
we
by the
love
way.
that.
Uh,
Thanks
and-
for saving it for us, too.
and he's right, by the way. Kobe should have got his MVP. But anyways,
So as you can hear by their reaction, there was more than appreciative that he actually bought that, what they called a nugget. He actually bought that to their radio station like it was like breaking news. They bought it to him, and they probably thought this was gonna be the leading story on all the networks coming up on Monday morning, on tomorrow. It's not, because this is easily verified to be a lie. Let me see what's going on with this comment. Yeah, this is easily verified to be a lie. And let me show you the original tweet from a false news source on Twitter called Ballsack Sports. Now, I said that slow for a reason. Ballsack Sports is the name of the Twitter account. Right, here's the original tweet of what this dude almost said verbatim on a nationally syndicated radio station. Ballsack Sport had wrote, relationship between Kyrie Irving and Steve Nash is irreparable. Ballsack Sport tells Windhorse ESPN, which is not Windhorse's actual Twitter handle, so that's even fake. Irving and Nash got into a late March incident where Irving asked if he could see Kobe's MVP trophies during a team dinner at Nash's home. Right. The funny thing about this is this was tweeted back in June 27th. You can see the date right under the picture, and if you go down below that, you can see my response to Ball Sack Sport the next day on June 28th. So this is the old tweet. So as soon as I heard Olden Polynice say this, I'm laughing because I knew this story was fake from the beginning, which is why I really didn't catch wind of anyone in June when it was tweeted. No one caught this and reported it and all this stuff, right? So I don't even know why they let Olden Polynice come on there and tell that lie on their radio station, but they like the juicy news when it's dealing with Kyrie, KD, and Brooklyn. So they took it and ran with it anyway. I haven't heard the whole podcast yet to see how they reacted once Olden got off the phone and what, you know, how they handled that conversation. I can't wait. I want to see if they go take that down. Maybe not. But that was my tweet. This is June when this came out, right? So Kevin Durant, of course, and this is one of the reasons why the media don't really handle any Kevin Durant stories in a positive way, unless it's something he just did that you can't deny was great. If anything that you have to give him the benefit of the doubt of, they're not going to give him the benefit of the doubt. So if anything happens that can be reported negative, they will report it negative, right? And it's just because Kevin Durant doesn't mind going at the media and telling them when they're false, when they're reporting lies, when they're uninformed, things of that nature. And they don't like that. So of course Kevin Durant goes at Olden Polynice. He puts a picture of his face up, the I eat booty face, and his quote was Olden after he dropped that generational lie, which it was a lie. Olden Polynice responds, LOL. If that's a generational lie, then we are all in trouble, which you are. You are in trouble for reporting that lie. You're going to have to retract that statement. Fox News is as well, and the Odd Couple should as well, right? People may not like the truth, but it's always coming. Like PJ Tucker said, I love you. You are still one of the best ever. Glad to know I have a little impact out there. KD responded to me, F yeah. And then Kevin Durant responds, there was no truth in what you said. You have no impact on anything, Olden. Enjoy retirement. And of course, a lot of people are responding because they knew it was a false story. A lot of people on the Twitter world are very familiar with Ball Sack Sports. Even NBA players follow Ball Sack Sports. JJ Redick on his podcast said Ball Sack Sports is a necessary evil. Like, you have to have it. There was another false story that they reported that Stephen A. Smith went on ESPN, and this is supposed to be the face of ESPN. He went on ESPN and reported on something false that he saw on Twitter that was coming from Ball Sack Sports, right? And everybody thought it was funny. JJ Redick thought it was funny, but here's some of the comments, man. Getting sacked and doubled down on it is so crazy. He got ball sacked. People let him know he got ball sacked, and he's still doubling down on it. And we're talking about Olden Polynice, and still trying to defend and pretty much continue to throw darts at Kevin Durant now, because Kevin Durant is letting him know there's no truth to that, right? So instead of him finding out if there was any truth to it, DMing Kevin Durant or saying, hey, DM me or call me, even before he even called and tried to verify that this was real, before he went on a nationally syndicated radio station and reported it as it was, he's still not doing it after the fact, right? Here's a comment down at the bottom. You took a quote from an account called Ball Sack Sports and expect to be taken seriously, right? This is all crazy. Here's more exchange with Kevin Durant and Olden Polynice. After Kevin Durant said there was no truth to it, Olden Polynice says, KD, why don't we just go ahead and brush this one off? I guess this is after he verified that he had been duped, right? He basically reported falsely. He's asking Kevin Durant, let's let bygones be bygones. He said, why don't we just go ahead and brush? But he put brush in all caps because we all know the joke on Kevin Durant is it looked like he don't brush his hair. So even with him being found out to be a lie with what he reported, he can't even humbly apologize, go on Twitter and say, hey, I reported something falsely on the Odd Couple. I want to retract my statement. I got ball sacked. None of that. He's still trying to take jabs at Kevin Durant. Why don't we go ahead and brush this one off? Really? Olden Polynice, really? Right? So Just so I can familiarize you with who Olden Polynice is. People going to say KD's response and call him soft for responding. Of course they go do that, right? Like I said, there's no benefit of the doubt when it comes to Kyrie, KD. You know, even Charles Barkley is taking jabs at him and stuff like that. It's just going to continue to happen because he's already made himself an enemy of the media, because he's just going to keep calling them out. And same thing with Kyrie. So he's not making any friends. And for Olden Polynice looking silly like this in the public is only going to infuriate him even more. So the next time he gets a chance to really stick it to Kevin Durant, he's going to take that opportunity, right? He's going to save his face some way, somehow, right? He's not going to take this lightly. But let's just give you an idea of who Olden Polynice is, because if you're not my age and if you didn't watch the NBA in the 80s and 90s, right, you might not even know who Olden Polynice is. He was a okay player. I liked him because he stayed in shape. He looked like he was. I mean, he was in shape when he played, right? But what I remember the most about Olden Polynice is his nickname, the Policeman. And no, his nickname is not the Policeman because Polynice sounds like the police, right? He's nicknamed the Policeman because he several times impersonated the police and almost did jail time because of it. So let's pull this story. I'm gonna show you how to actually get a reliable source, Olden Polynice, not Ballsack Sports, but this is actually CBS News, right? So let me show you how to do that. Utah's Polynice pinched again because this was his second time getting caught impersonating a police officer, right? And this is a serious offense, right? This is nothing to be played with, right? For the second time in 2 months, Utah Jazz center Olden Polynice has been charged with impersonating a police officer in a conflict with another motorist, right? In a separate case, Polynice was charged last month after a West Valley City couple accused him of chasing them to their home and flashing an apparent police badge on October 28. In a misdemeanor complaint filed Friday, Mark and Patty Schneller said they were driving downtown September 13th when a car sped past them and almost hit them. Mark responded by making a rude gesture, prompting the other car to stop. The driver, identified by Schnellers as Polynice, flashed the badge and said, "I'm with the California Sheriff's Office, and I can have you arrested," according to the prosecutors. Polynice has said he carries an honorary police badge from the Los Angeles Police Department. In the October case, Polynice was charged with impersonating a police officer and disorderly conduct after an argument broke out and Polynice flashed his badge. The couple didn't recognize the 7-foot man as a Jazz player, but wrote down his license plate, allowing investigators to track him down. In that incident, Polynice told authorities he was cut off in traffic. "All I can say right now is it's a serious matter," said Polynice's lawyer. "We're going to respond in court. We're working toward to resolve both cases. The maximum punishment is for impersonating the police officer is 6 months in jail or $1,800 fine." So that's who Olden Polynice is. I don't even know why this man is even working, right? I don't even know why this man is even working, man. Let's be real, right? So evidently his lawyers did real good work and got him off of it. But this is how I remember his career ending, right? He was toward the end of his career, but these two incidents was reported on ESPN, and it was true, and it was from a real source, and it was verified, not like how he's reporting that Kyrie did whatever at Steve Nash's house from Ballsack Sports. That's a whole different reporting. But that's what I remember about Olden Polynice. So this is the guy that would more than once impersonate a cop because someone cut him off in traffic, or someone got in an argument with him. I'm going to pull out a fake badge and try to arrest you and tell you I'm a police officer. This is what he was in trouble for, going to court for. This is the same guy, that character is out here reporting falsely on Kyrie Irving saying that this man told Steve Nash, let me see Kobe's MVP trophies while he was at a dinner at his house, while this man was his coach as well. Now, what I want to know in the comment section before I end this is, why do you think a media member would be that eager to report that? I don't know how he heard it. I doubt he heard it directly from Ballsack Sports Twitter, but if he did, that makes it even worse. But evidently, Clutch Points, which is a up and coming news source, sports news source. They got a website. They do articles and things of that nature. You probably heard of them, but but supposedly they had an article on their website about this very thing. And once they found out that it was false, they took their article down. So it's possible that Olden may have read that article. But my question is, who did he call to verify? Did he talk to anybody with the Nets organization? Did he try to call Steve Nash? Did he try to call Kyrie? Did he try to call any net player that might have been at that quote unquote team dinner at Steve Nash's house to verify this before he went on national radio and reported this false thing? Or did he just read this somewhere and say, oh man, I've got to put this out there because it's about KD and Kyrie? Why are the media so eager to report negative things about Kyrie Irving, so much so that they won't even verify the sources? I want to know exactly why y'all think that, man. And then I'll catch y'all in the next video, man. Make sure y'all share this, make this thing go public. I want Olden Polynice to look as dumb as possible. Let's let this thing get tons of likes. As a matter of fact, everybody that's watching now, go ahead and hit the like button. Before I get up out of here, hit that like button, hit the share button as well. This is a funny one to me. I enjoyed talking about this and kind of doing this, man. This was hilarious. But if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Like I said, like button, share, subscribe, comment. We need those comments. And then let's make sure we make this go viral. All right, man. Peace.